Hello and welcome to the Beyond Their Years podcast. This is a brand new show where we talk movies, music and everything in between. I'm Aidan, but I can't do this alone. Joining me is my co-host and brother, Stanley Gula.
Hello, and in this episode we're going to talk about top fives. It's an introductory episode so you can get to know us. We'll give you movies, albums, bands and whatever else we think of.
I mean, most people out there who listen to this probably know us anyway, but just in case there's people stumbling across this who don't know who we are, I think this is a nice way to get to know the Gula brothers. We actually intended on doing this podcast in... It's the really cheesy talk, isn't it?
It's kind of like...
It's so fake, isn't it? But you know you have to do it.
Now I realise, like, radio's almost talking crap now, but anyway. Because it sounds weird when you say it.
It sounds scripted,
It does.
but it's not scripted.
No. So this could actually be the podcast.
I mean, I'm probably going to keep a lot of this in.
Maybe you should. I mean, it's kind of awkward, isn't it? It's kind of awkward.
I mean, how did I manage to do a successful podcast with, you know, two people I'd never even met? Yeah, I can't do a simple podcast with my own brother.
I think it's because last time you didn't really have much. You didn't have to do much, did you? Really?
No, not really.
You sat there.
I was just sat there making jokes.
Mm.
But that's the studio we intended on doing this podcast in. Until this whole lockdown shenanigans meant we were locked in home. Locked in home? That's not even English, Aidan, is it?
No.
We were locked at home. Locked in at home. Why can't I speak?
It'll keep us occupied as well doing this. Something to do.
Something to talk about.
Yeah.
Rather than sitting in our rooms, just
Listening to the
Listening to
same old
listening to the
depressed
same
music.
music. Watching episodes of The Office and The Simpsons on
Yep.
repeat, on repeat, on repeat. So we bought our own mics. We're now sat in the room we like to call the chill out room.
It's
Though
not really.
It's not really a chill out room, is it?
It's
It's more of an office.
It's not even an office. Wouldn't even give it that title.
It's more of an extended cupboard.
Yeah.
If you don't
A
want it,
box room.
if you don't want it in your room, you put it in the chill out room,
Yeah.
basically. So yes, we've got our mics, we've got our laptops, we've got our topic of the day. Let's try and stick to it. However weird and nervous we are
Yeah.
with recording this first episode.
I mean, my hand was shaking. I have no idea why.
It was like the bit in Blazing Saddles when he goes, "This is the hand I shoot." This is.
Yeah.
He goes, "Look at my hand," and it's perfectly still.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Yeah, but this is the hand I shoot with," and he's like doing jazz hands, isn't it?
Mhm.
We've got a whole series of these episodes lined up, so we better get used
Yeah.
to it.
I mean, it could be a success. It could be a complete failure.
It could be. I could listen to this back in the edit
Yeah.
and just be like,
Yeah.
"No, whose idea was this?"
But hey, hopefully
We'll find out in the edit.
Yeah. If we get hate for it, we get hate for it. If we don't, we don't.
Yeah, we'll release one episode and it will be the podcast
Yeah.
that never was.
If we get messages from people going, "What the hell are you doing? Who do you think you are?"
We'll get them on the podcast.
Get them on.
We'll go, "Come on, if you think you could do a better job,
Yeah.
join us for our James Bond
Yeah.
episode."
I
Big
think-
shot.
I think if we do get hate, I think we should read the messages out on the podcast.
That'd be a nice section, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Open up with
hate messages.
We'll have a nice jingle for it as well. So you could open with, "Hi, this is Beyond Their Years," and we'll go, "And now for the hate. Hate,
Dude.
hate, 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 hate."
Yeah. Haters gonna hate.
Yeah,
Taylor Swift.
That's copyrighted. Please don't come for us.
Yeah, please don't actually. You know what
Yeah,
she's
really,
like.
really,
Yeah,
really don't come
we
for
have no
us.
we have no money.
No, nothing. We're using microphones piled on a cardboard box here.
Full of stuff that's not actually ours.
Yeah, that sounds really weird out of context, but we're not going to explain. I
No.
quite like the mystery.
What's in the box?
And here's our new section, What's in the Box? It doesn't really work on a podcast because
No.
you can't see
Maybe
the box.
we should describe an object, and viewers could viewers,
Viewers, yeah.
listeners could text in, ring in.
Who are we expecting to watch this?
Well, no one, because it's a
It'll just-
podcast.
True. Who are we expecting to listen to this? Shall we just text in with new, fake accounts and just be like,
Yeah.
I think it's a snake in the box.
Well done, you got it right.
I think it's Gwyneth Paltrow's head in the box.
Also right.
Yeah. Please don't come for us, Gwyneth Paltrow. We're just making a reference. We don't want you dead. However weird that Goop or Dupe or whatever the hell that weird company is that you own.
She is a bit weird, isn't she?
She always forgets she's in Marvel films as well, doesn't she, Gwyneth Paltrow?
I don't know.
Yeah, there was an interview with her and they were going, I think it's about Avengers Infinity War. And she was like going, "Oh, I wasn't in that one." And they were like, "Yeah, you were." Or it might have been Spider-Man. No, it's Spider-Man actually, yeah. She was like going, "I wasn't in, I don't know, I've not seen Spider-Man." They were going, You were in it." She's like, "Was I? I don't remember doing that."
It's just a job for her now, though, isn't
Yeah,
it?
she's off. Just, here's my new beauty products that you do weird things with. Because I'm weird.
I mean, I don't think she's ever made any films, but from Iron Man, Marvel ones, and of course Seven.
What's that one she does about the alternate reality one? Something about doors, isn't it? Let me try. I'm gonna Google this.
I don't know. She's a weird actress.
Quite famous that one is, but I can't think what it's called.
I saw that one with Johnny Depp, Mordecai or something.
Isn't that supposed to be really bad?
That was it was the worst, probably the worst film I've ever seen. Well, not worst film, but
one of the worst.
It was just weird. I don't know why.
Sliding Doors. That's it. Sliding Doors.
I've never heard of that. I'm not gonna lie.
Not?
Maybe let me see.
Helen is fired from her job at a PR company. Hold on, I'm reading the description here. Helen is fired from her job at a PR company. While returning home, she misses the train, but in a parallel universe, she catches the train, which triggers a completely different turn of events. I think it's supposed to be one of those ones where it's like, if you did this, you'd have been living the same old life, but if you did this, you'd have met the man of your dreams. You know, it's quite famous.
I kind of recognise the cover of it, but
she's in Shallow Hal as well, isn't she?
Oh yeah, Shallow Hal.
That's a good film, that is.
Yeah.
I need to watch that one again, actually.
Isn't that the one where he has that weird...
It says she's in Hook. When was she in Hook?
Oh, she's a fairy, isn't she?
No, that's Julia somebody or other, isn't it? Hook, Gwyneth Paltrow. Oh, she plays Wendy. Like a young Gwyneth Paltrow when she was a kid. She plays Wendy in Hook.
No way.
I think I did. I watched it recently. I watched it quite recently and thought, oh my god, that's Gwyneth Paltrow. Clearly her performance left such an impact on me. I completely forgot she was in it 20 minutes later.
She doesn't have a big role in it, does she?
Well, no, because Wendy's not that important, is she?
I don't remember.
Is it Wendy or is it... Yeah, it's young Wendy.
Young...
So it's the flashback when Peter Pan comes and visits. Oh yeah, because
he's older, isn't he, in it?
Yeah, and then Wendy is played by Maggie Smith.
Mm.
So obviously we're talking a flashback, because she's 11T.
11T?
11T, yeah, that's what I say when somebody's really old.
Okay.
Fairy, let me Google who played the fairy.
Nobody.
What's her name?
Oh, Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts, I said it was Julia somebody, didn't I?
Pretty woman. Sorry.
What else has Julia Roberts done? I'm on a right rabbit hole here now.
She's in the Oceans remakes.
Notting Hill. All that sort of stuff. Oh, all these posters look exactly the same. It's just Julia Roberts.
Oceans
about
11.
to kiss a man. It's raining. Look. Mystic Pizza. What a random name for a film. Valentine's Day. Stepmom. Mona Lisa Smart. Right. Where were we going? What was that?
We were talking about Gwyneth Paltrow because talking about the box, and then
I don't remember how we got here.
No.
All I know is that Gwyneth Paltrow's in Hook as a young child.
And I didn't know that.
No. There we are. See, this is an educational podcast now.
Yeah.
See, if you were interested in the career of Gwyneth Paltrow, you have learnt something today.
Yeah.
You will also know that she's in Mordecai, which is apparently a terrible film.
It is. Don't watch it. Please don't sue me. It's got good actors in it, though.
But it's just a train wreck of a film.
It is.
I've never even seen it. What's it even about?
Honestly,
is that the question?
Honestly,
is that
I can't tell you. It's like some weird... Can't even tell you. It's weird.
But you're ready for a nice little segue here now. Because we're doing top fives. If you're saying Mordecai is one of the worst films you've seen, what is one of the best films you've seen? Ooh!
One of the best...
Right, shall we start at number 5 and count down to 1? Or do you want to start at number 1 and count up?
I'm going to...
You're getting your list?
I'm getting my list. Top 5...
I know my top 5
favourite films. I'm going to go from 5 down to 1.
Okay.
So
we'll discuss along the way if I've seen them.
Yeah. So
or if we haven't seen them, you can be like, this is a good film, Aidan. I think you should watch this. People at home, you should watch this.
Yeah, you should.
So at number 5, we have...
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Watched this recently.
Is that a Johnny Depp one?
Johnny Depp. Benicio del Toro.
We like him.
Yeah.
He's weird. Johnny Depp and Benicio del Toro are both weird.
And
so
Terry Gilliam directing.
Even weirder.
It's the weirdest film you'll ever see.
Even weirder than Brazil.
It's on that same kind of...
Because that's a Terry Gilliam, isn't it?
Same type of level. It's kind of filmed as an acid trip because he's playing this real-life journalist, Hunter S. Thompson. He was a nutter, basically.
Is it a real story?
It's based on one of his books, yeah.
Whose books?
Hunter S. Thompson.
Okay.
He was like in Las Vegas doing drug after drug after drug, and it's kind of filmed like that. A lot of hallucinations, a lot of really strange imagery. The weirdest part was actually seeing Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire's in it?
Tobey Maguire as a hillbilly with long hair and a receding hairline. So
maybe that's what he does now after Spider-Man.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, so that was number 5. Number 4, Fight Club.
Fight Club. That used to be your number 1. I'm quite surprised that's moved to number 4.
I think it's one of the films I've seen so many times.
Bored of it.
Kind of bored of it.
When we get on to mine that used to be at number 1 is now number 3. But that's because I've seen it so many times.
Yeah. And it's a very deep film. It takes a while to get going. The first hour is...
You have to be in the mood for it.
Yeah, you do. And it's kind of depressing, really.
I think I've only seen it like 2 or 3 times. But it's like, it's not... If you're like, what do I watch today?
Yeah, it's not that.
You don't put Fight Club on.
But I used to be like that, though. Because I was obsessed with the film. I was obsessed with everything about it. And I still love the film.
You used to do that with Breaking Bad as well, didn't you? What should I watch today? Let's just watch a series of that.
Yeah, it was... But yeah, it's very deep. It's very dark.
Are you going to say the twist? Or are you going to leave that spoiler-free for if anybody out there is like, I want to watch Fight Club?
I'm going to leave that spoiler-free because it kind of ruins the film, really, doesn't it?
It's all dependent on that. So if you then just went, it's
like,
would be like, no.
So that was number 4. Number 3, American Psycho. Same kind of era, same
feel, isn't it?
Same feel. Not as dark, but dark as well. You know?
I mean, I've not seen it, but I know it's about, like a chainsaw, axe-wielding...
maniac.
Lunatic, yeah. Psycho.
Exactly. But there's also a twist in that. I like films with a twist. It goes one way, but then goes another way.
Especially when you don't see them coming.
Yeah.
You only watch something sometimes and you're like, well, I know what this twist is. Then he gets to it and you're like, yeah, I've already worked that out.
Yeah.
That's when they're boring.
Even like watching the films and after the twist has happened, the film's ended, you kind of still watching it going, I've still don't know what is actually happened.
Yeah.
That's what it's like with Fear in Las Vegas. That's very kind of...
Is that a twist one as well?
Kind of a twist, kind of... You kind of watch it and then you kind of go, oh, I don't really know what I've just watched for the past 2 hours. Same with Fight Club, really. But I think Fight Club's kind of understandable more than American Psycho is, because I don't think... I think the even writer of American Psycho, the actual book, even knows what it's about.
No. I mean, we know people who shall remain nameless, but you know who you are, who said, I don't like American Psycho, I don't get it. When I told you that, you're like, how can you not get it? But I think that was after about your 3rd viewing, though, wasn't it?
You kind of get an understanding about it. I mean, I watched it first time, and I had no idea what's going on. Watched it second time, I still didn't have a clue. But third time, I was a little bit older, and I realised, oh, okay.
That's what it means.
Then I watched it a couple more times, and was like, oh, I kind of get it now. Did a bit of YouTube... Explanations.
You have to watch all those videos, and it's all like, the meaning of American Psycho is that...
I mean, they bore me, don't they? Them ones.
Come on, get to the point.
Stop analysing it.
Get a job.
Says us doing a podcast.
We're like, come on, do something better than just talking about movies. Then we're here sat in a room talking about movies.
Yeah. Then number 2 is T2, Trainspotting.
Okay. I now know what's going to be number 1.
Yes, I think it's pretty obvious, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
we'll just talk about T2 for a while. I also have a T2 on my list, but we will get to that one.
I think,
it's a different T2.
Very
let's talk about your T2.
Well, this is just T2 Trainspotting. It's the sequel to Trainspotting.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is. It's not really a lot to say about this, really, without talking about number 1, that is.
Yeah, so if you want to, do you want to combine them both?
Yeah, I'll combine.
Point?
So number 1 is Trainspotting, the film that honestly did change my life. It sounds kind of cringe when I say that, but it did. Honestly did.
Wait till we go on to my top 5 songs. There'll be a lot of that.
Oh, deep.
This song means so much to me.
Yeah, so that film changed my life. It's just a brilliant film. Stylish.
Why did you say like that?
Stylish, Mr. Bond.
Anyway, we'll save that for
Sorry, that's really quite good.
That was quite good though, wasn't it? Usually it's just Tom Jones voices that we do, not Sean Connery.
I was going to do Tom Jones then, but save that for later.
Thunderball. James Bond episode, we'll get on to that.
Yeah, James Bond / Tom Jones. But yeah, that film, Trainspotting, of course.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, it's a brilliant film. I loved it. You know, soundtrack, brilliant. I mean,
we've been to a few of the locations.
We have been to Edinburgh. It was my motivation for actually wanting to go to Edinburgh and Scotland.
The entire point, wasn't it?
It's kind of just everything I like in life. Drugs, yeah, drugs. Angry Scottish people fights, you know, Sean Connery-ish. That's a bit weird, wasn't it? Sean Connery-ish.
I was looking at pictures of him the other day, you know, how he looks now. Okay. That's a really weird, but let's just reverse that. I was looking at pictures of Sean Connery, how he looks now, because he's not acted in like 15 years, and he's like 91 or something now. I don't understand how he's still alive, but Roger Moore's dead. I find that really weird. But like Sean Connery's still going. He's quite frail now, but you can still tell it's Sean Connery.
Yeah, I don't know what he looks like anymore. Oldest thing I think I've seen him in was probably Indiana Jones 3.
And that's in the 80s.
Yeah, and I was even
if he's
born.
playing an old man in the 80s, what on earth does he look like now?
He's playing an old, frail old man in the 80s.
Yeah, I think that's 1989, that film, isn't it? Thereabouts.
Yeah, I do believe he's like 30 years old in Bond as well.
If not in his 40s,
Yeah.
maybe.
We are talking about James Bond, and this is kind of...
We'll go back to Trainspotting.
Yeah.
It's because of the Scottish theme.
Scottish.
We'll end up...
God, please edit that one out, please.
No, that is staying
Oh,
in.
God, that's the worst.
If we're talking Scottish and Sean Connery, it's a good job we didn't go on to Highlander. So let's go back to Trainspotting.
Yeah, Trainspotting. It's not really... It's kind of hard to say this without really...
Is there a twist in Trainspotting? It's been a while since I've seen it.
It's, you know, it's kind of a twist.
I'm thinking, is there much to spoil about it, really?
Not really. I mean, it's over 20 years old.
If you wanted to see it, you'd have seen it by now.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think there will be a few spoilers throughout this. But some things were like Fight Club. We're not going to say
Yeah,
that
'cause
twist.
that ruins the film, basically.
But
'cause-
some things would be like, we can drop a few spoilers
Yeah.
in here and there.
I mean, I'm going to... Spoiler alert, I'm going to tell you how Trainspotting ends.
Okay, here we go. So if you don't want to know how Trainspotting ends,
Just skip about
Skip.
5 minutes or something
Yeah.
like that.
not 5. We could we talk about this for 5 minutes.
Prob-
Just do the
probably
15-second thing
15,
on Spotify.
yeah, 15.
If this goes up on Spotify. If it's good enough to go up on
Yeah,
Spotify.
it could be awful. We might just have to delete it and say, let's
It
sell
will
the
just-
mics.
We'll keep it on a laptop and just keep it there forever.
To remind ourselves of this dark time in our lives.
And then find a purpose for these microphones.
Yeah. Record an
I do quite
album.
I do quite like how they look, though. I would probably just use it to be an old crooner.
Yeah,
You
they are.
take the muffle off.
Yeah.
You'll just walk into my room one day and I'll just be like, fly me to the moon and let me play among... Trainspotting!
Trainspotting, yes. Basically, spoiler alert, he takes the money in the end, backstabs all his friends, runs off to Amsterdam for about 20 years and comes back to T2 Trainspotting. That's kind of a twist.
I think I've missed... I don't think I've seen the beginning of T2. I've seen the rest of it, haven't I? I remember the ending.
Yeah,
And he gets all strangulated.
yeah.
Spoiler alert. That was quite disturbing.
It was.
They are quite... Actually, even number one's disturbing. You know the bit when he's in the room and it like stretches back?
Oh, yeah, when
And then there's
he's
that with the baby on the ceiling.
cold turkey. Yeah.
Yeah, cold turkey, that's it. The baby on the ceiling, that's horrifying.
That is horrifying.
is.
I think it was a Trainspotting 1, Trainspotting 2. Trainspotting 2 is more kind of relatable for me, in a sense.
Which one, T2?
Yeah, because it's kind of choose social media, choose Snapchatting your friends, choose...
Didn't you have that on a poster or a T-shirt or something?
You bought it me.
Did I? That
Yeah.
explains.
I've never
bit,
worn
doesn't
it, but I do have
Like
one.
the
Yeah.
Lost Boys T-shirt. I don't think you've ever worn that.
I've worn it a couple of times. I don't really like wearing t-shirt like that.
See how it is.
I'm sorry. And there's good chase scenes in 2. You know, because he comes after him, wants to kill him, and it's all quite good.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I like a good chase scene. But yeah, I think-
Pumping.
yeah,
Heart pumping.
as our father would say.
And any good action film.
Yeah,
Replay Rambo 30 times in a night.
pumping
As
every
he
time.
once did.
I think he did,
I
yeah.
don't think it was 30, but it was probably about 5. He watched Rambo something like 5 times in one day.
Back in the day, didn't he? He
Yeah.
says.
I mean, even when we would watch films with him, we'd watch a scene and go, "Oh, that's good," and rewind it and play the scene
And
again.
do that
wouldn't
for about a month, wouldn't he? But
Yeah. When I was watching Goldfinger the other day, and he's does that big chase with all the... we've gone back onto Bond again. But this is why we need a whole separate episode for
I think
this.
James Bond should be the next episode because we're talking about that a lot.
Potentially.
But then when we try to talk about it, probably won't be talking about it.
Yeah, we'll probably end up talking about Ewan McGregor. But no, I was going to say is, when I was watching Goldfinger the other day and there's a big chase sequence, and then he crashes through this barricade, and then an old woman comes out with a machine gun. And I thought, oh my god, we used to watch that scene,
yeah.
like, we'd watch it, rewind it, watch it, rewind it, watch it, rewind it.
Yeah, like that song I found yesterday as well.
Alex Clare, Too
yeah.
Close. And I feel like I am just too close. That one.
Yeah, remember
I completely
that
forgot that song is... Well, I didn't
totally
forget it
forgot.
existed. I've been trying to find that song for years. I've been like searching things like, what's that music video when they're fencing in a warehouse? And obviously nothing
one. Every
comes
music video made in the early thousands.
up. I don't think the fencing's quite there though, is it? That's quite an obscure detail.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. We've talked about Trainspotting, but it's not really a lot to say. You know, it's my favourite film. Changed me life. What about you? What
So
your
shall I take over?
Yeah, please
Give my
do.
top 5.
top 5, Aidan?
Well, there's going to be a clear difference here. You obviously like your dark, drugs and twists
18
sort of films.
rated films.
Yeah, yeah. With mine, it's heavily genre.
Okay.
So, coming in at number 5, Star Wars, the original, 1977, A New Hope, as people will call it. But I call it Star Wars, because that was the original title.
Yeah.
You can't fault that film. Even you. You used to be a big Star Wars fan. You've fallen off the bandwagon. The sequels aren't quite your thing.
No.
But 1 to 6, I'm sure you can say you are a fan of.
Watched them a lot.
To death.
To death.
Like, I'm surprised our DVDs even still work.
Yeah, it was... Or even in one piece.
Yeah, because of just how many times we'd watch a film, play it on Lego Star Wars, watch the film again, then do the next one, and then the next one, and the next one.
Then get the lightsabers out and beat the crap out.
Yeah, yeah. And then our action figures afterwards.
Yep.
And repeat.
To the point we lose all our action figures. And our lightsabers.
And the lightsabers, yeah, we've got nothing left now. We've got a few action figures left.
I think I found one underneath my bed, a lightsaber, the other day.
Yeah, it's in here somewhere.
I think it is. A green one, I do believe.
It was blue, I think. Oh yeah, it's behind you. It's behind you there, look.
Oh yeah.
There it is. It doesn't make a noise, that one, though, does it? But it slides out.
True Hero. I don't think
it's not an officially licensed one, so it's True Heroes like Laser Sword or something.
Yeah, let's put that away then.
We weren't rich enough for the real licensed lightsabers.
No, we had one.
We've got an Anakin one.
And a red one, but we lost the red one somewhere.
Yeah. Was that supposed to be Darth Vader's?
You had like Darth Vader's and Anakin's.
Did we have a Mace Windu one along the way? Or have I made that up?
I don't think we did.
I feel like I've invented that in my brain.
I think you probably have. Whether we got like purple and strapped it around or something.
I just imagined it was purple, as I probably did.
Your imagination's a powerful thing.
Evidently, I've imagined things we've never even owned.
Me too.
That was our philosophical part of the podcast.
Yeah.
What is reality?
Maybe this isn't reality.
What is materialism? Do we really own things? Join us next week.
The things you own end up owning you. Where's that from then?
I don't know. Where is that from?
Fight Club.
Fight Club. There we go. See?
I was born in this generation, but I don't belong in it. What's that then?
Is that also Fight Club?
That is also Fight Club.
I quite like that quote, actually.
It's quite good, isn't it?
When we get onto our carry-on episode, that one will be abundantly clear, won't it?
Sorry, that's wrong, wasn't it? That was wrong.
That's so staying in.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? Star Wars, the original. We're more prequels kids, because we grew up with them.
But they are awful films, aren't they?
They're awful films objectively, but we really like them, because it's like, this is what I grew up with.
Yeah.
There is things to like with them. Like, I've never actually had a fault with Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, no.
I've never had a fault with him, but he's like the #1 hated character.
I know someone that looks like Jar Jar Binks.
Shall we edit that bit out?
No, leave it in, please. Leave it in. I want them to know.
But yeah, but I've never had an issue with them. But then when I watched them back recently, I was like a bit like, shh, you're irritating me now. And in the Clone Wars TV show, he's irritating in that. He's like, Misa dibba dibba all the time. And I'm like, shush.
Yeah, that's a bit annoying actually, isn't it?
But I've never really had an issue with him. Like, even like the bad lines in prequels, I've only really noticed them when I've been a bit older.
Bad lines?
Yeah, do you know when it's just like, I hate sand. It's coarse and rough.
That's
and
Anakin though, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's just like, Hayden
awful.
Christensen can't act.
No.
Or at least he can't in those films. But then nobody really can in this. Even Liam Neeson's awful in Phantom Menace.
I think the only good actor actually in it is Ewan McGregor, and he's not even that brilliant in them.
No, because even he's got some lines where it's just like...
Hello there.
Oh, that was good.
I should be an impressionist person. Sean Connery.
That's obviously only Scottish people doing English accents that you can do. There's a theme there, isn't there?
There is.
Padme gets some terrible ones as well, doesn't she?
Annie.
Tell you one that comes into my head a lot is the hold me like you did on the lake by Naboo. Like, it's such a mouthful.
Yeah.
Hold me like you did on the lake by Naboo. What? What is that line?
Do you remember when we were little kids and then we had that kind of Star Wars soundboard thing? We used to just play that one over and over again.
Hold me like you did on the lake by Naboo.
Just that over and over again.
I want somebody to remix that. Hold me.
Hold me. I'm sure someone has actually.
By the lake by Naboo.
Precaution going, hello there, hello there, hello there, hello there, hello there, hello there. That was actually quite weird in my head, because I've got the headphones on, haven't I?
Yeah, because you're listening to it back, yeah.
Yeah.
That's enough. I was trying to talk about the 1977 Star Wars, we ended up talking about the prequels there.
But it's all
the original Star Wars, you can't go wrong with that film. You can watch that one isolated, you don't even need to necessarily watch the whole trilogy for that. Something like Empire Strikes Back comes off New Hope and leads into Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi, you can't watch that on its own. When they're all celebrating at the end.
No, it kind of I mean, it's kind of like the first Star Wars kind of standalone
Yeah, and then
kind
they
of one.
blow up the Death Star at the end, and they all fly away into space. It's a nice ending. Though there's the one where Luke kisses Leia, which is a bit weird. But
That's wrong. That's
about
wrong.
That. It is wrong. But it's because I believe George Lucas didn't come up with the idea that they were brother and sister until the next film.
Or he's just a pervert and sick in the head.
Yeah. Actually, no, I really like George Lucas, so if you're out there, George.
He won't be listening to this.
No, he won't be.
No one will be
Do you
listening
ever watch
to this.
YouTubers that do that when they're like, hey, if you're watching this, and I'm like, come on, they're not watching
Yeah.
this, are they?
Hey, Donald Trump, if you're watching this, I want to know you're an asshole.
You're fake.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, brilliant.
China, that's what you need, don't you?
But yeah, George Lucas, a lot of respect to the man, but you are sick. You need help.
Have you ever seen that interview where he calls Disney's white slavers?
No, I have
Oh,
not.
that's brilliant. It's just before, I think it's just after he sold Star Wars to Disney. And he's like, they're white slavers.
Why are you doing the Donald Trump?
I don't know. I was trying to do a
hands?
George Lucas voice and ended up sounding like Kermit and was doing Donald Trump hands there.
Need a build wall.
So I think I'm not going to do a George Lucas voice
No.
again. I can't do one. That's
Kermit.
Kermit. I can't do that again. Okay, we'll move on to number 4 before this goes
Yeah.
completely wrong.
Number
Right,
4.
number 4. We talked about a T2 earlier. Here's my T2. Terminator 2. Judgment Day.
That's a good film.
That is, you cannot go wrong with that film.
You can't.
I've not watched it for a long time. I watched it just before Dark Fate came out. Oh, just as soon as you hear that,
It's a good
like,
soundtrack.
you're like, this is the film.
Yeah.
You've got Arnie. You've got Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor. She's completely mental at the beginning. Then she goes badass as soon as she puts those sunglasses on.
But she isn't mental. Is she?
No, but they all think she's mental, don't they? She's like, it's coming. And then he walks into he walks into the hospital.
Yeah. That's
she's
when
like,
it gets going.
"Ah!"
And the bit in the shopping centre, when he's playing the games,
Yeah.
it comes
And he's
after him.
like, have you seen this boy? I don't know why I went all
He sounds like a
Have
pervert.
you seen this boy?
sounds like a pervert. Have you seen this boy?
And then he's all like, no, the kid with the mullet's like, no.
Oh, yeah.
John, they're coming for you. And he runs down the corridor and he bumps into Arnie and he thinks, oh my god, this is that guy that my mum's been talking about for years.
He's come to kill me, but he isn't.
And then he goes, get behind me. I don't know what he says there.
I can do a good Arnie.
Are you going to do it? Can you do it on cue?
It's not Terminator 1, though. It's
Get into the... Is it
kindergarten.
Get into the chopper?
I can get into the chopper, alright, and I can also do Who's Your Daddy and What Does He Do? Who is your daddy and what does he do? Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Remix. Wow.
It's that wasn't
Can you
very
do the
good.
put the cookie down? Can't you?
Put the cookie down. Yeah. But it's not as... I can do it better sometimes. I think on cue I can't really do
Yeah.
it.
When I'm staring into your soul, go do an Arnie.
Yeah.
It's-
Gun to my head and you go, do
Yeah.
an Arnie.
You just do like
Get
you-
to the
you just go,
chopper.
"I'm George Lucas." No, that's not right.
No.
Oh.
So yeah, T2.
You got
No.
the T-1000 played by that dude from Die Hard 2.
Or the dude from... Which one was first? Terminator or Die Hard 2? Because if he was the
You
dude...
know, I don't know actually, because
Well, the same year, weren't they?
Is 1991.
I'm pretty sure Die Hard's
I'm gonna Google
2.
this. I don't know, because I feel like Die Hard 2 would be 80s, but then part of me's also going, no, that's so 90s.
No, because I think Die Hard 1 was 88,
Really
89.
that late? I'd have
I
said
think
like
it-
85.
No, it was late because I know Bruce Willis was doing a lot of awful, cheesy 80s films early, wasn't he?
That's true. He used to do those cheesy adverts
Yeah.
as well, didn't he? Die Hard 2 is 1990, so 1 year out. But that's close. That's closer than I'd have said. And Die Hard is 1988. What did you say?
I said 88,
Did you?
89, yeah.
88. Quite good. I'd have put it earlier than that. That's quite interesting.
You can always tell by his hairline.
Just gets further back.
Further back.
See, if I had one extra space on this list, I'd have put proper 80s film on. Should have been Ghostbusters. That'd have been, but I had to put Star Wars in its place.
Yeah.
But when we do our 80s blockbuster episode, if we ever get onto it,
Yeah, if you guys like it.
yeah, if this episode actually goes out and people are like, I enjoyed that, I want more, or if this episode goes out and they're like, Aidan, Stanley, never do that again, then you'll never see the James Bond episode, because you'd only be listening to it anyway. You never hear the James Bond episode. You never hear the Carry On episode.
You'll never hear from us ever again. We will all
No.
delete our social media.
Yeah, yeah.
We will disappear from the
We'll
face
go
of the planet.
live in some mountains somewhere and just disappear from the face of the earth. But if we do
yeah.
the 80s blockbuster episode, I'll talk about Ghostbusters then. Because I love Ghostbusters.
I always thought they were kind of... Anyway, talking about Ghostbusters, carry on with your list.
What are you going to say then?
I was going to say, but they're kind of a bit... I was thinking a bit overrated. I know,
Blasphemy!
I know. I mean, they're all good, don't get me wrong, but...
I have that feeling about Back to the Future.
Oh, no.
I really like Back to the Future, but like 2 and 3 aren't brilliant.
No. They are...
The first one's a classic, even though it's weird.
Oh, that's also with his mum, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's wrong. It's all wrong. Hollywood's wrong.
Like, imagine pitching that film now. It's about a film where a
Man
boy goes back in time and his mum
kisses his mum.
his mum falls in love with him.
Oh,
That's just
God.
wrong on every level.
That is wrong.
But more on that in the 80s blockbuster
Yeah.
episode.
Carry on with your...
I'll go on to number 3 now,
number 3.
which is what I was saying used to be my number 1 for years. The Dark Knight.
Oh, brilliant film.
Used to be my number 1, but it has moved since. Again, we're going more genre. We've already had, what, sci-fi, action, now we're on to
Comic book
superheroes. Because genre is all I seem to do.
This was all you are. Sorry.
That hit me hard, that did. But you mean that film? It's the Batman film.
It
isn't
is.
You've got the... I mean, Joaquin Phoenix did a brilliant Joker, don't get me wrong. But he's still not Heath Ledger, is he?
He is. No one. I don't think anyone can ever compare to Heath Ledger.
No. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix is like second place.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like, easily second place.
Mm.
And then Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Then even Cesar Romero.
Yeah, and then...
Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Like, we just do not talk about that one.
That cut me up when he did a bad job, because, you know, I'm a big fan. But yeah. Is there a Batman episode? No, there isn't, is there?
I thought we could do a superheroes one.
We could do. You know, it's not really my thing, but I think we could.
But you grew up on them. We could do.
Yeah.
We could make something out of
And
it.
I was into kind of them for a while.
Christian Bale, although I think Ben Affleck looked better as Batman, like he had a better suit.
Okay, yeah.
But they did Batman a bit dirty in those films. Like he was killing people in Batman vs Superman. That's not what Batman does.
No.
The entire point of Batman is to stop people killing each
Yeah.
other. So when he's there like shooting each other, shooting people with machine guns. It's
That's
like,
not Batman, is
He's
it?
like, what are you doing? And then in Justice League, he was like a comedy figure, and he was like cracking all the jokes. And I was like, what is this? But yeah. So Christian Bale is like, he's the best Batman, even if Christian Bale is a bit of an arsehole in real life.
Is he?
Have you never seen that clip when he's just shouting at all his crew?
He's
like, what are you doing? You're out there. They make jokes about it in The Simpsons all the time. They're just if they have like diva celebrities, Christian Bale's always one of them.
He's a crazy man, though, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's always just those
method acting.
That's the term. And he makes himself either really fat, really skinny.
I mean, you got to be psychologically wrong to do that, haven't you? But the thing with Dark Knight is that Heath Ledger was kind of such in a dark place at the time when he was filming it.
That it allowed him to crack into the
craziness,
psyche.
the craziness,
which is a bit disturbing and sad. And of course, he did die shortly after. But just for that film, he was worth the Oscar.
He was. Shame he didn't ever receive it, but you know the man was obviously ill with whatever, you know. But he was so kind of depressed, crazy. He came out in the Joker and he went with it. But I think
became the best Joker.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't think he actually ever kind of recovered from it. I think becoming that dark and kind of evil, it's quite a hard thing to kind of...
I mean, he didn't die. He died not long after, did he?
No, I think he did. 2008 that film came out, didn't it? So about 2007 he would have been filming it. Died in 2008, I do believe.
Yeah, because I believe the film came out for a while. He died by Oscar season. He's dead.
And there was
obviously because he's died.
Yeah, and then there was obviously, and then there was a film after that he did. We didn't even get to finish filming it because he died.
Didn't somebody take over?
Yeah.
Isn't it a role where he's part of it for some of the film and somebody else becomes it?
Those different actors. It's like him. Then he turns into. Then he obviously dies, so he can't finish recording it. So we've got like Jude Law plays him. Johnny Depp then takes over.
What is that film? Can you think what it's called?
I have it on DVD. I don't know what it's called. It's like
Should I Google it?
Doctor something, and then Colin Farrell takes over.
What random ensemble of people?
I think they're all just his friends that were kind of like, yeah, we'd do this. It's also Terry Gilliam one, so it's going to be weird.
There we go. There's a bit of a theme there today, isn't there?
I mean, they could have scrapped the film. I've never actually seen the film, but
You put it on DVD. You've never seen it.
yeah, I mean
that's us in general, isn't it? There's so many I've not watched.
It's just like I don't really sure what it's about. I don't even know why I have it on DVD.
The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus.
Yeah.
Or Parnassus.
But yeah, was it 2009?
2009. He was Tony.
Yeah, and I think Jude Law, am I right? Johnny Depp, Colin Farrell.
Johnny Depp, Imaginarium Tony.
Like different types of him or something.
Jude Law, Imaginarium Tony 2. Who else did you say?
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell, yeah, he was Tony 3. Is that it? Is there any more?
That's all I remember.
Yeah, look, I'm into the uncredited bit now. Oh no, hold on, what was that at the bottom? Oh, no, yeah. So there's, yeah, the 4 of them then. Two-Faces in that one?
Oh yeah, with that, that man, don't know his name.
Aaron somebody, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a good Two-Face.
I like Two-Face, there's always something quite cool about him.
Yeah, it's because he's like gritty gangster, isn't he?
On edge.
Yeah. Like you could make, I know Dark Knight made him dark, but you could make him like really like twisted and, you know, like the flicking the coin. If it lands on the good side, you're alive. If it lands on the bad side, I'm going to kill your whole family. I bet they do that in the comics, but I'm not a big comics guy.
You flick it on one, you die. Flick it on the other one, you die. It's even eviler.
Yeah.
That's how my brain works.
I think that brings us on to number 2.
Number 2.
Which is a bit of an arty one.
Okay.
But it's Okja. Okja! As they say in the film. It's the Netflix one. It's about Fat Pig. It's a little Korean... Basically, this Korean girl is given this fat pig thing that she has to bring up. And then after years go by, and they've sent all these pigs out all over the world, then this company are going to get all the pigs, bring them back, cut them up, and then distribute it as this like amazing meat. It's got Tilda Swinton in it. She plays 2 people. She plays like the 2 bosses of the company.
Mm-hmm.
One of them's eerily like Theresa May and is quite creepy. And the other one's just sort of like a la 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 woman trying to invent the company. And they're just like, no, you're useless. It's got Jake Gyllenhaal in it, who, when they launched the campaign, he was like this big, like sort of Bear Grylls type character. But then by the time the campaign's over, he's like a faded celebrity. So he's all there like, hey guys, do you remember me? Okay. And they're just like, who are you? Why do you matter? And he goes a bit psycho and loopy throughout the film. Giancarlo Esposito's in it. It's got quite a good cast. It's a good film. It's got like all these like animal rights people that come in and try and save all the pigs. That's a good bit. It gets quite disturbing towards the end when you go into like the slaughterhouse and stuff. But it's a good film. Even if for the Korean bit at the beginning when it's just Okja! Okja!
Is that all it is? Just
essentially, it's more than just girls screaming Okja, but they try to take this pig off this girl. She's like, no, I want this pig. I've brought this pig up. It's now my pet. They take this pig. Animal rights defenders kidnap the pig. And then there's like this big parade at the end with like this big festival thing. And they're like, look at this pig. The next minute, like all the screens go down. It's all like these slaughterhouse videos. They go, this is what it really is. And suddenly everybody in the audience puts these masks on and a riot breaks out. And there's like this big inflatables and people are like getting shot and stuff. And it's like it's mental. And a bit of a spoiler that. But go watch this film. It's on Netflix. It's brilliant. That's why it's at number 2.
Sounds a bit weird, but...
It is a bit weird. It's a big CGI pig.
Oh, okay.
But it is a good film. I've seen it quite a few times now, and it's just brilliant. And the director of it is that Bong Joon-ho, who did that Parasite film, which won Best Picture at the Oscars this year.
Oh, I've heard of that.
So, if Parasite's worthy of an Oscar, Okja is too. But they wouldn't nominate it because it's a Netflix film, and Oscars have a real issue about Netflix films. Like, if it's on Netflix, like, it's not a real film.
To a certain degree it's not, but also it is.
Like, because they say it's more of a TV movie.
Yeah.
But is it, though?
But as
a TV movie, to my mind, is like Doctor Who, the TV movie. Like, it's low budget, cheesy.
Yeah, that's a brilliant film, man.
But
the thing is, though, with Netflix films, a film's a film when it's been to the cinema, you know? Has that been in the cinema?
No.
So that's not really a film.
But it's still a 90-minute odd format, though. What would you call that? It's not a TV show, is it?
A Netflix movie, that's what I call it.
Like The Irishman. Is that a film?
No.
Well, what is it then? Well, actually, it's more of a...
Total disaster.
It's more of an afternoon, isn't it?
It is, more of a... Yeah.
It's 4 hours long or something ridiculous, isn't it?
Well, they're mob films are. I mean, I remember watching Once Upon a Time in America.
Is that when we have to flip the disc?
There was 2 discs for it.
That's how long it is. You have to change the disc. Okay, so now I'll go on to my number 1. This one is another superhero film. Obviously, it used to be Dark Knight here, but this one has booted it out. And that is Logan.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen this film probably more than any other film
I've
ever seen.
Really? Ever?
Not ever. I don't mean like added up. I mean, I don't think I've seen a film as many times as I've seen this one.
Oh.
Over and over again.
Oh, yeah, I get you.
I've seen it, the black and white version, over and over again. It's weird how that works. Like, it's such a gritty and violent film when you put it in black and white, it still works.
Yeah.
It's like a western. It's sort of like, it's like Logan. It's his last stand. He's got to protect Patrick Stewart, who's like really frail and keeps having seizures in it. I mean, he's been getting us through lockdown with his Sonic Today.
Me, yeah.
We've been loving them.
I've loved it.
He's on something like Sonic 30 or something now. I think he did Sonic 30 twice, didn't he? Because he was like, I'm having a second go at this. I didn't quite get it last time.
No, but that's what thespians have to do. I'm a big thespian fan. Occasional thespian.
Johnny
Depp's
bio. Quite like that. I'm glad he's on Instagram.
Yeah, it's a bit weird though. It's one of them actors I think doesn't really.
Did you watch his whole Instagram TV video?
I did.
I got through 7 minutes of it. When he was all like the hellish monotony, I was like, "Oh, this is getting deep now, isn't it?"
It's just a bit weird with him having Instagram. He doesn't seem the type.
I bet he won't use it much.
No, I reckon after this is kind of all over, he'll either delete it
or never use it,
or won't ever use it again, or his management will like use it.
Maybe, yeah. It's quite funny. When I went onto his account, I thought I'll have a look at who he's following. I bet the first person that comes up is Marilyn Manson. Tapped onto his following, Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, definitely. And Liam Payne from One Direction, weirdly.
It's random, isn't it?
It is random, but he's a popular man. I think he got like 1 million followers in like.
I know he got
24 hours.
Well, when you sent me, you said he's got Instagram now. Yeah. Well, his post was like 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
So I thought he's had it for a while.
I was a day late,
but it was 2 million followers when I went on. 2 million in 24 hours.
That's ridiculous. That's the point of fame. It's like
I get 30 likes in about 5 days. Yeah. That's when you can be that famous that in less than 24 hours, 2 million people on this planet will go, "Oh, Johnny Depp, I'll follow him."
Exactly.
And then I watched that weird video when he sat in some weird.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell what that room was. It looked like he was in a cave with like a chessboard and a weird sofa.
And the camera is obviously mirrored, so it made his face look a little bit weird.
Did it?
And he had them glasses on, didn't he?
I didn't notice that. I was more like looking around his room going, "What is that? Why has he got that?"
See, I noticed because he has his earrings in his left.
But it was in the other ear. Yeah.
That's right. Legend. Top man. Anyway, carry on with your...
What was I saying? Patrick Stewart. Yeah, Patrick Stewart's old in it. It's Professor X. He's like having seizures and stuff now. When he has a seizure, everybody around him freezes, and then like Wolverine's the only person that can sort of wade through. So that's quite cool when he does that. And then there's X-23, who is the little girl in it, who is Wolverine's daughter. She's manic. She would just be like, jumping on people, tearing them apart, blood's flying everywhere. It's proper violent. But it's like, at the bit towards the end, like Wolverine's old and he's frail. And he takes this like serum which boosts his energy up. Oh, it's great.
I've never actually seen it.
You need to watch it. I've got the Steelbook. Just watch it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll enjoy it.
You will.
I was never a really big fan of the X-Men films.
This is like so gritty and dark and violent. I think you would like it. I mean, you like Wolverine though, don't you? Surely. How can you not like Wolverine?
I was also more of a Cyclops man.
I know you were, and they had the thing over Jean Grey, so really, he's your rival. But I was always a Wolverine kind of guy.
I was more of a Cyclops man. With his cool sunglasses on, burn you.
Yeah, but he died in number 3.
Number 3,
so.
that broke my heart. Remember, we never used to watch that film.
Well, it's a bit crap anyway, though.
It was, yeah. I mean, but we never used to put it on because it was like, it was genuinely upset me. See my hero die, you know? Because that silly woman, Jean Grey.
She's in a Bond film as well, isn't she? Bond episode. We're not talking about that now.
Oh, that's one. She wraps her legs around.
Yeah.
Wait, is she the mum in Taken?
I believe she is.
She is, isn't
You're
she?
watching them at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah.
Did you watch 2 yesterday?
Yeah.
Isn't she in 2? Isn't the point of 2 she gets kidnapped?
Yeah, she gets kidnapped.
And now you're going, is she in it?
Well, I recognised her from somewhere. I wasn't sure if it was from James Bond or X-Men.
And it was both.
It was actually both, so... Yeah.
If you've seen any superhero film and you think, he's a bit samey, it's just people in leotards beating each other up, watch Logan. It's gritty and dark. If it works in black and white, it proves it's got that sort of arty level to it.
Think about Lauren Hardy, though. That works in black and white.
Well, that's because it was filmed in black and white.
It was, true.
In the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, on the trail of the lonesome pine. That was a right tangent there.
I mean, that was before our parents were even born.
I mean, they're like 1920. The silent films.
Before our grandparents were even born.
What should we go on to next?
I'll say top 5 bands.
Top 5 bands and artists. Shall we go with first? Do you want to lead this one? I think we can say as well, what we're doing is, I'm a film student. So the reason we've got a film emphasis and then a music emphasis is to get things out from both sides. We both love film, we both love music. But we're going to do a film side, because I do film at the University of Salford. And you'll be starting journalism in September.
Hopefully.
If we ever get out of lockdown.
Yep.
but positive mindset, you will go to journalism,
Yeah.
and then you will become a music journalist.
Yeah.
So do you want to start? Have you got your list?
I've got my list.
Or are you going to improvise it? I'm
I've
going to have to think about this on Wow You Are.
top 5 favourite bands, artists. Now, you know me.
This fluctuates.
It fluctuates. Now,
every day.
Now, there's no particular order to this, really.
Have you got a number 1?
No.
Is that the thing then? So you've got like 5 that are like, these
Five.
are all contenders.
Contenders. There's also like 100 more other contenders.
I could easily do a 10. Because like, if I do 5, I feel like it's going to be omitting so many.
I could do 20, I could do 30.
Well, we don't have the time for
No,
that.
no, we don't. I'm just saying. This is no particular order.
Yeah, you see, because I made a list, quick flash, I made a list of 10 not long ago.
Quick flash.
This was March 25th I made this. But now I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, do I really want that 5th place there?
Yeah.
I might change that.
I mean, I put mine in numbers, but the numbers don't mean anything here.
I mean, my number 4, 3, 2, 1 are impregnable. They're not moving. But now I'm looking at number 5 thinking, I might change that. For now, let's start with your 5.
At number 5, but not really, number 5 is the brilliant Depeche Mode.
Depeche Mode. I thought that might be in there.
One of the bands that honestly
Change your life?
they did change. Wow, they did change my life.
Change your life, did they?
They did change my life. They're brilliant, aren't they?
It's like, I like them because they're like synth. And everybody knows, just can't get enough. But then it's like, you then go into their back catalogue and it's slashed her wrists, bored with life. And it's like, that is not the same vibe.
Didn't buy a car, ended up on a life support machine.
Exactly. They are. That is a dark lyric. It's like,
wrists.
people think they're like, you know, campy synth. And when you look at some of their costumes over the years, you can see why. But I'd say they're more gothic than they are synth.
100%.
Like, if you had to say, are Depeche Mode closer to Sisters of Mercy or Pet Shop Boys, they are Sisters of Mercy.
Sisters of Mercy. I say lyrically they are. Musically, probably more down the synthy road.
Yeah, I mean, because they don't have the... I mean, they do have some guitars, but they don't have the same style.
Stylistically.
Like, lyrically and vibe, it's Sisters of Mercy and goth.
Definitely.
But then musically, it's a bit more Pet Shop Boys. Because even Pet Shop Boys, you think are campy and whatever. And they are. There's a lot of this stuff that isn't. And it's actually genuine, good pop.
I mean, that Depeche Mode is like the first record, very cheesy, very synthy. Not a big fan of that one.
Is that the one with New Life on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I only like New Life and just can't get enough on that.
I think there's New Life, just can't get enough. I can't remember what the other one's called, and Dreaming of Me. They're quite good songs on there. Then the second album's kind of a bit rubbish because they've kind of not found their feet yet.
Which one's that? Is that everything? The one with Everything Counts on?
No, that's the one with See You on. It's not very good.
I'll have a look at the album cover. Keep talking.
We do have it, but they haven't really found their feet yet, and it's kind of in between goth and synth. Vince Clarke just left, so they hadn't really found their feet.
Broken Frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever listened to this album.
And then they did Construction Time Again. Everything Counts on that, and that's when they kind of found their feet, and they're quite.
The album cover is so cheesy, though, isn't it?
The man on the mountain.
I love that, like the shirtless, greased-up man on a mountain with a hammer.
But that's one of the best Depeche Mode albums, I reckon.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever listened to this one in full.
Oh, you need to.
I know Everything Counts, and Everything Counts reprise. Besides that, I don't know if I know more.
It's a good one. One of my favourites. Then we obviously go on, and then there's Black Celebration.
This is where you get 4 in a row here, of just hit after hit after hit.
Black Celebration is.
You've skipped some great reward.
Yeah, that's also a good one, but I'm going to go on to Black Celebration here.
Okay.
I've said it about 100 times.
Black Celebration.
Black Celebration, but that's an absolutely brilliant album.
You've got Black Celebration, Question of Lust,
Fly and
Sometimes, Question of Time, Stripped, Here Is the House, World Full of Nothing, Just in Black, and New Dress, all on one album.
New Dress is a brilliant song. I tell you, that album, if there's any people listening to this that think they're a goth, listen to that album, Pitch Black. Just
anybody who's listening to this who goes, I like 80s music.
Listen to that album.
Listen to this album.
It will change your life. I say that a lot about everything, but it genuinely will.
A lot changes your life. It's quite dramatic, isn't it?
It is. My life a wreck.
But I know somebody but they put Shake the Disease, I think it was, on their story from like this album. And I replied, because I thought, I didn't know you liked Depeche Mode. And they're like, I don't really listen to Depeche Mode, but I heard that song. And I thought, that song does not sound like it's from the 80s. I was quite impressed by it. And I was like, listen to the album.
It's not actually on that album.
I mean, it's on Spotify Deluxe, and it's a single that came out around that time, isn't it? But it's not technically on that album. But if you go onto Spotify or any other streaming service that you may use, listen to Black Celebration.
Yeah.
Even I'm concurring with this
Yeah,
analysis.
I think it's brilliant. I mean, this New Dress is a song that's dated, but Princess Di's got a new dress.
But it's not like we're in a society where we've gone, who is Princess Di?
No,
we still know who she is.
It's kind of like, listen to that book, change the word to Meghan Markle, you know.
Does it quite fit in with the tune? Meghan Markle's got a new dress.
Meghan Markle's got a new dress, no. But song that still stands up today, I think. Girl 14 attacked with knives, you know, but we don't really care about that. We only care about Princess Meghan Markle's new dress.
Still a poignant message.
Yes.
Are we carrying on through Depeche Mode's back catalogue?
I think we should. And then there's...
Next up is Music for the Masses.
Another brilliant album.
Never Let Me Down Again. Strange Love. Nothing.
Behind the Wheel.
Behind the Wheel. Yeah, I missed that one.
Nothing.
I really like Pimph.
That's the...
I really like that one because that sounds
operatic
so
one, isn't it?
Unlike anything else. Like, you listen to that, it sounds like a dark movie soundtrack. Like all of that going on. It's like, that is dark.
And I think if you want to get into Depeche Mode, I think Nothing's kind of their kind of sound. Then we've obviously got Violator, which is...
It's the most mainstream.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it is the best. Would you agree? It's the best. It's the best for me.
It's the best, but not my favourite.
Yeah, I make a distinction between that as well. Best and favourite. Like, Logan is my favourite film. Is it the best film? No, it's far from it. Violator is my best and my favourite, but you might say, you know, it's your best, but it's not your favourite.
Exactly. Then they obviously did Songs of Faith and Devotion, which is also a very good album. Very different sounding. But obviously
we're into the 90s now.
Yeah.
Is this before he died, or after?
This is during his
heroin
dark times. This is, I mean, that album, you listen to it, you kind of hear his kind of...
Can you? I don't think I've delved too deep into this album. I know a lot of the songs on it, but
you hear his problems.
I mean, that's a nice little factoid to throw out now. Do you want to give a history of, well, not a full history, but explain to people about
Dave Gahan?
Dave Gahan. I was going to say Gorman. That's a comedian, isn't it?
Well, you know, obviously, Depeche Mode, a very big band, big at parties back in the day. Obviously, but they hit Violate and they kind of became something else, didn't they? Using drugs to a ridiculous amount, became heroin addict, then died
for a few minutes before coming back.
Yeah, I think he actually attempted suicide.
Before that,
slashed his wrists, wanted to die and kill himself, but then he obviously died. Actually died when he had a drug overdose on a speedball, heroin and cocaine mixed together. Actually died for 2 minutes, then he got revived.
And then isn't
Ultra's about
a lot about that?
Yeah, it's him after coming out of rehab, etc.
Because I really like Ultra.
Yeah, it's dark.
Oh, it's very dark.
Very dark, but it's
very dark. When I say about the Sisters of Mercy sounding, this is the closest you get to that. Because you've got some Barrel of Gun, Love Thieves, Home, It's No Good, Useless Uselink, Sister of Night. How many is that? 7 songs in a row, and it's just like...
There's brilliant song after brilliant song. And they kind of went crap after that, didn't they?
It's not crap, but the albums are less... It's more like, rather than hit, it's more like, oh, there's 2 on that one, or there's 1 on that one. But then the most recent one, Spirit, I really like Spirit.
Yeah, that was some...
Although it's slow.
Yeah, it's reflective.
It's not the most dancey dance album. Again, it's another dark one. I mean, like, Going Backwards is about how society's views have regressed. And then Where's the Revolution is like going, come on, people. That's literally lyric.
That is literally lyric.
Come on, people. Where's the revolution? You're letting me down.
I don't know whether we're making another one or not. I mean...
I hope they do. I mean, it's been 3 years since that one.
But I've heard people saying that Spirit's going to be the last one.
I mean, the last song on that album is No More, This Is the Last Time.
There we go. Number 4 on this list, but it's not actually number 4, is a very, very obscure band. Pop leaked itself, and I don't think anybody listening to this will actually know who they are.
Probably not.
You have to be very...
I mean, I know who they are, but because of you.
Yeah, and I know who they are because my mum.
Yeah.
And even back in the day when they were at their height, no one knew who they were. They're a brilliant band, I think. You know, very, very underrated in the indie scene.
What decade are they sort of from? 90s, is it? Or early 2000s, thereabout? On my way off. Late 80s.
Late 80s, early 90s. 80s indie scene. But they were so indie for the indie scene.
So even the indie scene were...
Yeah.
Pop Elite, what?
Yeah.
Who? What?
They're very one of the early rave, you know.
Yeah.
They kind of kick-started that, but didn't really get much recognition. But I think they're a brilliant band, and I think some people listen to this.
Do you think people of a current generation could get into it?
I definitely think they could. You know, indie kids, if you want to be...
An indie kid.
Extra indie, like proper indie.
If you think you're edgy.
Yeah. Go listen.
Pop Elite itself.
listen to Probably itself. Can't remember what the album's called.
Would you? What is the? Yeah, I was about to say, what's an album recommendation you'd say for people who think I want to? Okay, let's give these people a go. What's the album that you'd say?
I said the go-to album is This Is the Day, This Is the Hour, This Is This. It's modern sounding, but 80s sounding.
Bit of rave in there, is there?
Bit of kind of dance rave in there. You know, a bit of rock in there. Some very dark lyrics. You know, like glass jaw, alcohol whore, cardboard cutout sitting on the floor. And that song's just kind of about taking drinking to an excess and doesn't really achieve much.
So maybe that's probably why they stayed very indie, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can't quite break into the mainstream with those lyrics.
I think that kind of makes them who they are. They're not being so mainstream. Because I think if
they became mainstream, that's when you get into the lyrics would change. And the
definitely.
sound would become more attuned to what's popular.
They did a tour in 1994 with 9 Inch Nails headlining it.
I was going to say about 9 Inch Nails are connected somehow.
Marilyn Manson supporting them. Probably itself supporting them.
That is a good tour.
That is a good
tour.
tour.
Get that one now, would you?
You wouldn't. Think about all the crazy stuff that went on in that. That would.
Whose needles is that?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that mine?
Yeah, but I reckon that would have been a good tour. But yeah, they're a very good band, and I think they're very underrated.
Number 3?
Number 3, yeah. The band I know you don't like very much.
Oh, here we go. Who's this going to be then?
30 Seconds to Mars. I mean, I was a massive fan, as you know, as probably many of my friends probably know. I was obsessed with the man. But you know, I still think they're a brilliant band. I mean, they've kind of sold out now.
Did you listen to the newest album?
I didn't listen to it when it came out.
You've listened to it since?
Yeah, I think it's alright. They just go with the music, don't they? But it's like current at the time. Because you listen to their first album, it's kind of like pop punk, which was popular at the time. Then you go for the second album, which is very much emo.
My Chemical Romance styling.
You know, eyeliner, guyliner. Then you do the next album, the kind of softy rock. But I think they're a brilliant band. I think one of my favourites.
I mean, everybody knows Kings and Queens.
Yeah, I mean, that's
City of Angels, you probably
yeah.
know. Even, you might know This Is War.
You know The Kill. That's the most famous
How does that one go?
Can't break me down. Bury me. Bury me.
I quite like this interpretation. It's like a William Shatner cover, isn't it?
I am finished with you.
Number 2.
Number 2 now. This is also a very big band of mine. And if I had to say a favourite band, like
this could be a contender.
If you put a gun to my head and went, who was your favourite band, and I had to pick one, it has to be INXS. Stylistically,
are you going to say they changed your life? You debating that one actually?
Did they change my life? Probably not. I got into Depeche Mode and kind of got into the whole 80s kind of thing. I was into Depeche Mode and I thought, can I listen to these a bit now? Because, you know, I'm like, I can listen to like a band for like 2 months straight and then I can't get a bit bored.
I do exactly the same thing.
Then I kind of listened to INXS because I knew our dad likes them. And I heard Need You Tonight.
I mean, everybody knows that one again, don't they?
I got into them more. Got to know the band, not personally, but read about them. But they're a brilliant band, I think. Definitely one of the favourite.
So this is your number 2, but you're now thinking it's actually probably my number 1.
Probably if I had to pick a number 1, it would be these.
I was going to say, but who is now at your number 1? But you'd probably say number 2.
So number 1 is, it's not really number 1, number 2 is Stone Temple Pilots, who I've only really kind of just got into, but known about them for a very long time. It started off as grunge, but kind of went on more kind of a weird. I don't even know what they are. You can't say hard rock. You can't say soft rock.
I only know a few songs. Like type ones, I don't know the song name, but if I heard it, I'd go, that's Stone Temple Pilots.
Yeah.
But when I hear them like coming from your room or something, you'd hear one that's like quite grungy. You think this fits in with, you know, your Nirvanas and your Pearl Jams. Then you hear another and you think that's not the same sound.
Because grunge basically died when Kurt Cobain killed himself, didn't they? And that was 1994.
Pretty much. I mean, it's like grunge kept going,
but it wasn't
like the phase of grunge and the grunge has killed hair metal and all this stuff. That was gone.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, Soundgarden kept going, Pearl Jam kept going. Who else? The Alice in Chains is still going.
Yeah.
Despite their singer being dead for 20 odd years.
Yeah. There's still kind of a grungy sound, but a lot of different things in there. After that, they did Tiny Music, Songs from the Vatican Gift Shop, which is the most weirdest album name. I don't know what you can call that album.
Is that with Scott Weiland or is somebody else?
No, this is Scott Weiland still.
Are you just Scott Weiland?
I'm just Scott Weiland. Don't be giving me anyone else.
How many singles have they had? About 3 or 4?
They had Scott Weiland, and then they broke up. Then he went off to do Velvet Revolver.
Wasn't Chester Bennington in them for a while?
Yeah, I was going to go into that. Then they kind of came back together, made another album. Then he was such a drug addict, they had to split up again.
Who?
Stone Temple Pilots. Scott Weiland was obviously a drug addict.
He came back?
They came back, did another album. Wasn't very good. But they were like, we want to carry on. So they got
Chester
Bennington involved. I think they did like an EP with him. Not listen to it. Don't want to listen to it either.
Would you not even want to listen to it just for Chester Bennington?
No. Your Simple Pilots, I like them too much, and I respect Scott Weiland too
It's like,
much.
because there's those tapes that Corey Taylor became the singer of Velvet Revolver after Scott Weiland left, didn't he? And they have said there is an album they've recorded. Would you ever listen to that if they released it?
No.
Because you prefer just Scott Weiland. You just think Velvet Revolver is Scott Weiland's version of Guns N' Roses. I don't want to hear Corey Taylor.
It's like Alice in Chains, for example.
Yeah, I'm the same with Alice in Chains. I like the Lane Staley stuff, but I won't listen. I wouldn't go see them now.
No, definitely not.
I mean, if I went to see... They're touring with Korn at the moment, aren't they? If I was going to see Korn and they happen to be supporting...
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
It's the fact that it's like, it's their band that they created. It's their idea. It's kind of...
It's like if Soundgarden was still going.
Oh, yeah. Why would you see that?
Yeah, because you're like, well, Soundgarden is Chris Cornell. It's just a bunch of dudes behind him. I like the bunch of dudes behind him, but that's not who I come to see.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of it with...
Like Nirvana as well. If Nirvana went, we're getting back together, you'd go, well, where's Kurt Cobain? He's been dead 30 years.
You can't do it, can you?
They'd be like, yeah, but we're still Nirvana. It's still Chris and Dave. It's like, and even the smiley guy, whatever his name is.
Pat something, isn't it?
It's Pat something. So if those three came together and went, we're going to do Nirvana, we'll get a new singer, you'd be like, yeah, but it's not Nirvana though,
exactly.
is it? That's how it is with the Stone Temple Pilots, Velvet Revolver,
a lot of the grunge bands.
Alice in Chains.
I'm not really a fan of the replace the singer. It's just not the same, is it? I mean, like Guns N' Roses.
In Guns N' Roses, you've still got Axl, Duff and Slash.
Yeah, but I'm talking about before this, when they did the Chinese Democracy.
Yeah, but Chinese Democracy, when there was 8 of them, and it was just a fat Axl Rose and a load of people you like.
Nobodies.
Who's Bumblebee?
Bumblefoot, I think it was.
Bumblefoot. I don't even remember his name, clearly.
Bumblefoot.
Bumblefoot.
What even is that?
I don't know. I mean, Buckethead's quite notable.
Yeah, I don't, yeah.
If you're in that world,
Bucket on his
your
name.
average Joe wouldn't know who Buckethead is, but
And
if you're in that world, you know who he
His
is.
name was like DJ
Alba or something.
Yeah, but he wasn't even a DJ.
Maybe his name's like Derek Jack or something.
Derek Jacobi.
It'd be weird if he was in
I reckon.
Guns N' Roses.
I reckon that'd be quite good.
Take me down to the Paradise City.
But even
AC/DC. That's an example.
Why are they still going?
Now, I don't understand why they're still going. Because Phil Rudd has gone. He's constantly getting arrested. He's gone.
Yeah.
Cliff, the bassist, gone. Malcolm, God rest his soul, has died. He's not in them anymore. Brian Johnson was fired.
I don't know why.
I think didn't he go deaf? It was like a temporary deafness. So they were like, okay, sit out from this one. And I sort of understood that. If it was like one tour, fair enough. I can sort of understand it. But even when the tour was over and they were like, yeah, Brian Johnson's not coming back. Like, why? He's fine now.
Exactly.
And Brian Johnson's even been like, guys, I'm okay now. I can come back. But he's done those songs with Hollywood Vampires. He's done all these things to prove he can still sing.
Yeah.
But Angus Young is like, no, we've got Axl Rose now. Why is Axl Rose in AC/DC? That's just wrong.
They should just give up. They should have given up, actually, when Bon Scott died.
No, I don't think they should have given up. The 80s stuff is hit and miss. You've got like something like Blow Up Your Video, which is terrible. You've got Who Made Who. The song itself, Who Made Who, is quite good. Rest of the album, terrible.
Yeah.
But then you've got Flick of the Switch, which is good.
I like that one.
You've got For Those About to Rock, which is good. Back in Black, which is probably the best album. Not my favourite album, but probably my best album. Razor's Edge is a good album. He's the drummer now, isn't he, Chris Slade?
I have no idea.
They brought him back. Which I sort of think, okay, it's a bit more credible.
Yeah, because he's been in them before, yeah.
Yeah, so if you're just going to get a brand new drummer in, like, what? But if you get Chris Slade back, I think that's okay. I think Rock or Bust should have been the last album.
They should have bust.
That is their last album. They shouldn't do anymore. They've rocked, and now they've bust.
Yeah, that was my top 5.
So your top 5. I'll go into my top 5 now, but now I'm looking at... I did this lineup a while ago. I was bored. When I'm bored, I make lists.
Okay.
That's what I do. It's really sad. What's my ranking of The Office characters? Let's just do that. Let's just rank my Doctors for the millionth time. I don't mean Doctors, I mean Doctor Who's, obviously. So I did one of top 10 bands. But I'm looking at one of them now. I mean, Pet Shop Boys is number 9 in this list.
Okay.
And the more I'm thinking about them, I'm thinking, should they probably be number 5? Because it's like, between both of us, we know their back catalogue inside out.
We do.
We know everything about them. We know pretty much every costume, everything about Pet Shop Boys. I'm thinking, why are they at number 9 in my list? Surely they should be number 5. Because then my number 5 at the moment is actually Sisters of Mercy. Because I made this list after seeing them, and I'm thinking, I think they're there.
That's a bit biased,
I think because I'd just seen them, I was so into them, I'm like, Sisters of Mercy, Sisters of Mercy. But I'm thinking 9 and 5 should switch.
I'd agree with you on that one.
If we ever make more episodes,
If people like it,
one of our episodes will be first bands. So we'll talk about the first bands and first people we got into. But like our first 3 main artists. Say it with me now. Pet Shop Boys, Queen, Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson, yeah. All of kind of a bit camp.
First two are both bit camp.
Very camp.
Third one, bit questionable. But they are our first three.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm thinking now, number 5 should go to Pet Shop Boys. Because even now...
I'd agree. You listen to them a lot now.
I listen to them a lot. They were my number 1 artist on Spotify last year.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, how did they get there? But it's because they're the type of... Even if you don't listen to them in extended periods, sometimes you go, oh, I just want something to listen to. Let's just put Pet Shop Boys on.
You can
and when you do that enough over the year, that's how they get to number 1.
And you always discover something new as well. Because
they've got so many...
Yeah.
They haven't got loads of albums, but they've got so many like B-sides and EPs and singles and stuff and remixes. If you go through all the further listening albums, which are all like their deluxe extended versions, you just go, "Oh, I've not heard that one before. Let's play that."
Because you could listen to one Pet Shop Boys song, but hear like a different version of it.
Yeah,
like an extended version or even a shorter version. But oh, that's a lot better.
Because I can easily go Heart, the album version, Heart, the single version, Heart, the 12-inch version, Heart, the Shep Pettibone remix, and then I think there's even Heart, the disco mix. That's 5 versions I've just thought of there.
I think they are actually very unappreciated. I think
so. Because if you say to somebody, "I like Pet Shop Boys," most people just go West End Girls.
Yeah.
They might say It's a Sin. They might even say Go West. They're 3 good songs. You know the first version of West End Girls, like the original demo.
Yeah.
That's really weird to listen to, isn't it? Because it's like got all the same verses, but they're all in like the wrong order.
Yeah.
So it like starts with like, instead of being "Sometimes You're Better Off Dead," it starts with a different verse. You're like, wait, what? No.
Am I right? I think they released it in like 1984, but it was like a complete flop.
It didn't get any like radio play or anything.
They like redid it, didn't they?
They could have their own episode.
They could.
I mean, if we do make more episodes, we're going to do a first bands episode, which they'll be mentioned in. We're going to do a synth episode that they'll be mentioned in. So
music videos will be mentioned.
Music videos is one we have planned. There's plenty of opportunities. No pun intended.
Let's make a lot of money.
There's plenty of opportunities to do domino dancing.
Oh,
that was cheesy, wasn't it?
Left to our own devices, we probably would.
Yeah. Number 4, System of a Down. From here on, we're going to get quite heavy. You had some quite synthy, dancey sort of things. Mine's just going to get metal.
That's just you.
This is number 4, System of a Down. Most people probably know Chop Suey.
Yep.
Even if you don't know it's by System of a Down, I'm sure you know. Oh, wake up. Girl, I should put a little makeup.
Teenage anthem.
It is. It's, if you grew up in the noughties, you know that song. I went into System of a Down knowing that song. Listen to the rest of the album. You've got a very frantic, thrashy album. It's not thrash. It's... I don't even know what a genre I'd actually call them.
I'd say
they're close to nu metal, but they're not.
They're kind of in between that kind of... There's quite a few bands kind of in between nu metal and the kind of pop punky type of stuff.
Yeah. Because they are quite fast. Like, they'll be like... But then the lyrics over it aren't growls, per se.
No.
But yeah, I listened to the rest of the album. It's frantic, it's fast, and I thought, you know what, I like this. And you go back to the first album, it's got the same vibe. Third album sort of has as well. The fourth and the fifth album are really weird. Because it was like a double concept album. Like, they released one at the start of the year, then released another one at the end of the year. Like, Hypnotise and Mesmerise, they're called. And that's when they're like... Because they're of Armenian heritage. That's when they really leaned into it. Okay, so I think I'll go on to number 3 now.
Okay.
Number 3, this is one... So I tried to get into this one a long time ago. Knew about 3 songs. Then you got really heavily into it. It's Rob Zombie. You were absolutely obsessed with Rob Zombie for ages.
I essentially bought them for you.
Yeah, because then when I was getting into him, I was like, have you got this one? Or have you got that film? Have you got this one? That's the great thing with Rob Zombie. You can extend it as well. If you like think... I feel the vibe of Rob Zombie, but I don't really fancy the music. Just watch a film.
Yeah, that's what it was like with me with 36 Miles as well, because it's obviously got the films and these films.
Because it's like...
Films and these films with music.
Yeah, because if you're into Jared Leto, you can watch something with him in.
Yeah.
Like Rob Zombie, it's like very much a feel. It's an aesthetic and a vibe, isn't it? Like you sort of your old horrors and your gore and your industrial sort of sound. So it's like sometimes I'd be like, I fancy something Rob Zombie related right now, but I've listened to Hellbilly Deluxe 30,000 times. Let's watch House of 1,000 Corpses.
Yeah.
Which is... I know you've not seen that one, have you? You've seen Devil's Rejects. But you've not seen House of 1,000 Corpses. House of 1,000 Corpses, if I can even say it, that is a mental film. That is not right on any level.
I've heard.
And it's... I mean, Rainn Wilson gets turned into a fish. That says it all.
Yeah, I mean, that's not normal, is it?
No, it's not. It's not normal. Got Dr. Satan in it.
I like him, though. Good character, I think. Kind of good concept.
But he's not in Devil's Rejects, though. So how would you know?
Deleted scenes.
Is he in a deleted scene?
Check it out.
I didn't know that. I'm going to check that out.
I don't remember it, but
Yeah, he's like an old serial killer. He used to like chop people apart and
Mm.
like make weird experiments and stuff. And it's got something like 15% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's not a critically. If you're looking at it from a critical perspective, you would go, that film is terrible.
yeah, but I think
But if you like gore, if you know of Rob Zombie, if you like that vibe, if you like your old horror films like I do, if you like that vibe, you will enjoy it, which is why I like it.
well, I don't think he really made it like kind of like critically like more
No,
successful.
and he always
reasons.
says as well, Universal threw too much money at it. So Rob Zombie always says Devil's Rejects is a version of House on Thousand Corpses. I really can't say that. It's a version of House of 1,000 Corpses that he wanted to make. He wanted to make something grittier and that sort of vibe. But Universal were like, throw money at it, and he ended up with like this sort of like high budget concept thing. And he was like, that's not the film I wanted to make. It was supposed to be released in 2001. Then Universal went, it's crap, shelf it. 2 years later, he finally got the rights back and released it. But now Universal there's a whole attraction about, you know when they do that horror fest every year?
Yeah, it's the whole thing.
There's a
about
whole
it, isn't
maze
it?
for House on 1,000 Corpses. So how the tables have turned. But as for Rob Zombie and his music, which
Yep.
is actually the original point of this conversation.
Yes, we've talked about this for a while now.
Yeah,
I don't mean that in a bad way.
I'm just saying now.
Yeah.
Just Rob Zombie's early stuff. You know, you've got more emphasis on the industrial sound, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
More recently, he's got. I don't know what to describe it as. I mean, John 5 has come in more, and it's got quite. I don't know how to describe his music now because it's not it's still industrial, but it's not as as it used to be, is it?
No.
But it is still. I still like it. Some people have criticised his more recent albums, saying they're not as good as his old ones. They're not as good as his old ones, but they're not bad. What's the most recent one? Electric Warlock. I really like that album.
Yeah, I genuinely like that. I actually do.
The one people really have an issue with.
Yeah, I don't like. I don't like this one.
What's it called? Venomous Rat Regeneration Vendor. A lot of people have issues with this album, but I really like it. You've got. I mean, I'm not going to say that one is quite an inappropriate name. Teenage Nosferatu.
Oh,
that's
don't
a
say that one.
great song. Dead City Radio, great song. Ging Gang Gong De Doo Gong De Lega Rega, great song. Rock and Roll in the Black Hole, White Trash Freaks, We're an American Band, Lucifer Rising. These are all great songs.
To be fair, I don't really think he's made any really bad albums.
At number 2, or was that my number 2? No, that was my number 3.
Yeah, it
wasn't
was. He's number 2 now.
My number 2 is the first of 2 masked bands on here. Obviously, you know who's going to be number 1. So who's number 2? You ask.
I think I know.
Slipknot is at number 2. These were my number 1
They were for a while.
until I discovered number 1.
Mm-hmm.
And when I discovered number 1, they instantly became number 1. But number 2 is Slipknot. We've been into these for a long time. I couldn't put an exact year on it, but we've known Psychosocial. We used to play Before I Forget on Guitar Hero 3, I think it was.
Yeah.
I used to be really heavily into them. They went off them for a long time. So I was like, oh, that's too heavy. And then I got back into them big time. You know, you had a Jared Leto obsession. I had a Corey Taylor obsession.
Yeah, you did, didn't
I
you?
had that very misjudged haircut.
Let's not talk about that.
That's my public apology for that haircut. What was I thinking?
It could have been worse though. You could have dyed it blue or something. Not so great.
No.
But I think Slipknot have always been kind of consistent for who they are.
I wouldn't say they've got a bad album.
No.
All Hope Is Gone is my least favourite. But even that, you know, you've still got Snuff, Psychosocial,
Yeah.
All Hope Is Gone, Dead Memories, Sulphur, Gematria, The Killing Name. They're still great songs.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I prefer others over it.
I like the first one.
Iowa is my favourite album, followed by Slipknot.
Mm-hmm.
Like the early stuff is your proper heavy.
And they've got a lot of samples in that. I quite like that.
Yeah.
Same with Rob Zombie. He has a lot of samples in his music.
Yeah, I like the sample sort of stuff. You know, you can sort of, when you can sing along and you know the sample.
You know, I've done it before. You know, watching a film and you hear something, you go, "Oh my god,
I know that."
yeah."
And what's that from? And you realise it's from
Yeah.
a song. That's like when Sid Wilson, obviously he's the DJ of the band.
Had a
People
part.
that don't know, when he sort of had a role to do.
Mm.
And I noticed on the more recent album there were more samples in there.
Yeah.
And I think he had more. I think maybe albums 3, 4, 5, he didn't really have much to do. But on the most recent one, there's more keyboards and samples. I mean, keyboards is Craig.
Well, it's
I was about to say Craig David. Then he's definitely not in Slipknot. What's his name? Craig Jones, isn't it?
Yeah.
Craig Jones is keyboards, but Sid Wilson's had more of a role to do. I'm imagining Craig David in Slipknot now.
Craig David. Rewind.
When the crowd say "Boo!" But yeah, I mean, Slipknot consistently good. They're a turmoil band, aren't they? Paul Gray died, Joe Jordison left. There's been a lot of tragedy going on with Slipknot. They were Corey Taylor's had some right drug problems.
Oh god, his past is really quite sad.
What's Mick's surname? Thompson?
I'm gonna say James.
Johnson?
I was gonna say James, but even that's a clash.
What is his
I think
name?
it's Thompson.
Mick, number 7.
Thompson.
Guitarist. Mick Thompson, isn't it? I'm sure it is.
It is Thompson, 100% Thompson.
Alright, I'm just going to Google it. Mick Thompson, yeah, it is Mick Thompson. Really doubt myself then. Mick Thompson, he's been stabbed in the head.
By who?
His brother. They're going to a fight. I remember the news story a few years ago. They both got into a fight at their house, and his brother stabbed him in the head.
With Slipknot, they are very heavy, and I don't really listen to that heavy music anymore. But like,
But I heard you listen to Nero Forte the other day.
I admit that song is a very good song.
It was a very good song.
Yeah, I wasn't really too fussed on that new album, but I heard Nero Forte. Like, oh my god, this is actually quite a good song.
I think it's better live than it is actually on the album as well.
I don't remember it.
He
live.
speeds it up and he does like the "A home like yours is," and he changes the way it is, and it sounds much better.
Home like
yours.
Oh.
We're gonna do harmonies now for you. But yeah, I really like that live. I was really impressed by the new album. I'd say the new album is my 3rd favourite. When I first listened to it, I thought there's too many like in between tracks. You know, you like death because of death. Those sort of your 30-second tracks. I thought there was too many of those going on.
I like them ones.
But no, I do like them, and I thought there's too many of these going on. But the more when you actually listen to it as a piece, and I'm a big fan of listening to albums, a full record.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you get the full feel for it. Number 1. A band you don't like.
No.
You have seen them live, and you did admit they are good live.
They put on a good show.
But they're not your cup of tea.
No.
And that is Ghost.
Not even my tea bag.
Not even your box of tea. It's not even your genre of tea. They're like a satanic tea. Not even satanic anymore. They used to have that vibe of like, we are Satanism. But now they're just like, just wanna bewitch you in the moonlight. I was talking about them not long ago at university. And somebody just goes, oh yeah, they're metal. And I went, ha! I was like Miss Krabappel in Simpsons. I was like, they are not metal. They couldn't be further from it. Played Dance Macabre. And I was like, it's ABBA with a bit of Satanism. It's literally just wanna be
with
it's like,
you.
I do really like Ghost. I love them to death. They are a band that did change my life. You used to say, why do you only used to listen to stuff from the 70s? That's all I used to listen to. Rainbow, Black Sabbath, Judas Priest, Dio. What was wrong with me? If I didn't discover Ghost, I'd still be listening to that. I'd probably all be like Hawkwind and Pink Floyd, guys.
Peace and love, man.
Listen to Ghost, and now I'm like, now I've got a fan page with 12,000 followers. You know, even that fan page has opened up so many people that I speak to now regularly. I would not speak to these people if I was still listening to Rainbow and Dio. But they're still good bands. But I can't, I find it hard to listen to them now. There's only so much of Tarot Woman you can listen to in one day.
Yeah, so
The Gates of Babylon.
I've got to be kind of thankful for Ghost then, really.
Yeah, anyway, you might not like Ghost, but you've got to be glad that I discovered them, because otherwise I'd still be living in 1978. But yeah, Ghost, I mean, they're getting gradually more mainstream. The thing we were saying earlier about Pop Elite themselves.
Yeah.
That's not the name of the band, is it? Pop Elite itself.
Pop Elite itself.
That's the name of the band. You're saying if they become mainstream, their lyrics would have changed. That's something that has happened to Ghost. Like early Ghost, you've got Siamo conclavi, and all these sort of Latin lyrics. And
what
now
are you conjuring up?
Well, that just means wheel with nails. That's
Oh.
what I just said there. Siamo conclavi, wheel with nails. Siamo con Dio, wheel with God. That's what that means. But now you've got, hey, baby! That's literally, when people say Ghost, they're metal, and then you play Kiss the Go-Go, and it literally starts with, hey, baby! You're like, that is not metal.
No.
It's not metal.
No, I would not. I wouldn't even consider.
I wouldn't even say they're even in the same vein
No.
as metal. I'd put them in hard rock at the most. The only one I could say is metal is the first album. That's the only one I could say. Fourth album is pop rock. It's literally pop rock. There's 2 power ballads on an album.
Oh wow!
It's just the only thing is because of the way they look, you know, the masks and this the Pope dress. People go, it's metal, and it probably puts people off from listening to it. There's so many people who'd probably like them, but because of how they look, they wouldn't listen to them. That's when I have to be like, they're not metal. They're literally pop. Please just listen to them.
I think their image kind of
Puts people off,
Yeah.
but brings people in.
Yeah.
It's what made me listen to them, because I kept seeing pictures of them all the time. I was like, who are these people? Let's listen to this. Listen to them. And now I'm like, Ghost.
You do really love them, don't you?
Literally part of my personality now.
It is.
In school, I used to be like the Doctor Who kid. I wouldn't be surprised if people go, oh, that's that Ghost kid.
No.
But that brings us to the end of our bands. So, final round, we shall do top 5 songs.
5 songs.
It's quite a big one to do as well, isn't it?
It's hard. I find
It's a nice one to end on. You know, you can say this is my favourite song of all time. That's a big claim to make. It's quite an epic round, this is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The end to the introductory episode. Are they actually in an order this time? Because your bands were just like sort of just 5 picks.
These are in order.
They are in order.
These are in order.
So you do have a number 1 song of all time.
Number 1 song of all time.
Okay, I'm excited to hear what that is. Because I don't think I know what that is.
No.
You might be able to guess who did mine. You might not know the song, but I'm sure you could probably guess who did it. But I don't know who I'd say for you. Take it away. Number 5.
So number 5 is a song called "Save It for Later" by The Beat.
As in Paul Weller. Is that The Beat?
No.
Who's The Beat?
The Beat. You like The Beat, and that you like new wave, the kind of new wave. I don't really know much about
The Beat. What song do they do?
Mirror in the Bathroom.
Mirror in the Bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I just really like that song. So
Save It for Later.
Save It for Later.
I'll have to listen to that one.
I like that song. Love it.
It's a nice obscure pick. What year is that? 80s.
82, 83 or something like that. Yeah, but it's one of the songs you just listen to, and I never get bored of it. And it's just a good one. So that's my number
5. That's a nice pick.
There's not really much to say about it.
No, it's just a
good
nice song that gets a place there.
Number 4, Buck Rogers by Feeder.
Really? Number
Yes.
4? 4th favourite song of all time?
I
would never have predicted that.
I love that song to bits.
He's got a brand new car. Is it
Yeah,
that one?
that's the one.
Yeah.
I just think the way it is, it's brilliant. And
Proper naughties, isn't it?
It
One?
is.
That reminds me of like watching those top 40.
Oh yeah.
You know, your 4 music countdowns.
Yeah.
That proper takes me back. That does.
Number 3 is The Stairs by INXS. An obscure.
Don't know this one.
No, very obscure.
Is that an
one.
album, like an album track? That one.
Yeah, it's an obscure one. Very dark lyrics as well. That's ironic because he says the nature of your tragedy is chained around your neck, which is what happened to him.
Ooh, yeah.
Not really much to say about it, really.
No,
Again.
I mean it's just listing
Yeah.
them, isn't it? Really, this.
Now my number 2, I think, has gone to number 1 now. My number 1's gone to number 2, I think.
So, are you going to say what was there originally, or have you switched them in your head now?
I'm going to switch them.
Okay.
It's number 2.
So your number 2 used to be your number 1, but it's now your number 2.
I think number 2, but it used to be number 1, but it's number 2, is True Faith by New Order.
Yeah, actually, I thought that was your number 1.
It used to be.
That. Yeah.
It's just a song that I relate to lyrically, not going too deep, but it is, and you know, I just love the song.
That's a good song, though, isn't it?
Yeah, you can dance to it, you can cry to it, you can.
Is this what you do in your room?
Yeah,
Just there dancing, just
is.
crying. Oh, it's such a
It
good
is.
song.
Bipolar.
That's a good pull.
It is.
I like that one.
It's a very good song, and if anyone's never heard it, listen to it. Very
Yeah,
good.
definitely. If you like Blue Monday,
Mm-hmm.
which most people do, listen to True Faith.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
And number 1 is.
So this used to be your number 2,
Yeah,
but
this is number 1 now. You might be surprised at this one.
yeah, because now when you said True Faith, that was like in the back of my head. I did know that. So now I'm thinking, but what could have
Yeah.
replaced that one?
It's No Woman, No Cry by Bob Marley and the Wailers.
Really?
All-time favourite song.
That's your all-time favourite song.
100%.
That one. I know you like that song. Maybe if I really thought about this list, that probably would have gone in your top 10, not number 1.
It's definitely number 1. I've been really getting into Bob Marley recently. You could probably tell on my social media and that. I love it. I love Bob Marley.
It is a good song.
Yeah, and it's just...
No Woman, No Cry.
It's a powerful song as well. You know?
No Woman, No Cry.
No Woman, No Cry.
They're quite good pulls they are, actually. Quite impressed
Thank
with
you.
that. Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
I know these ones just off the top of my head.
Go on.
Number 5, The Who,
Oh.
Barbara O'Reilly.
Oh.
That is a song.
That is a...
It's a song you think you can go long periods of time without listening to it. Then you put it on. As soon as you hear, you think, yes.
Yes.
Turn your volume up.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
And you just immediately like, this is such a good song.
Mm-hmm.
Just out here in the fields.
Stood the test of time.
It has. It's what? When was that song?
71.
Is it 71? I'd have said 72.
Put £100 on 71.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Oh, really?
71.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not owing you £100. Yeah, it's got to be number 5, that one.
It's a good choice, that one.
Number 4. This one will annoy you, because I know you have an issue with this song. Despite people, say it's like this legendary song, be always like, it's a cover. It's not the original. Johnny Cash Hurt.
Ah.
It's an incredible song. But you're always like, 9 Inch Nails did it originally,
Yeah.
and everybody knows the Johnny Cash one.
It annoys me. Gets on me.
But it is a good song, though.
Yeah.
It's depressing.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be in a bit of a mood to listen to it. You can't be all like, I've had a really nice day today, and then I hurt myself today. You know, it's not.
No.
It's not an uplifting song. But it's just one of those. You know, it was the trailer song for Logan. That's how I discovered it. It's of course my favourite film of all time. So I hear the song, I think of the film, I think of this time in my life, early 2017, and everything was changing.
If you like songs about self-harm.
If you like depressing songs, I mean, it's Johnny Cash when he was dying, wasn't it? I believe. I can't think if it was before or after his wife had died. His wife died first, and then he was not long after. I can't think if he recorded it before or after she died, but it's that time when he wasn't very well and he was dying. So when you listen to it and you watch the music video, you can see this man, you know, frail and dying, and you can tell it's just like this song was. It's as if it was written by him.
Yeah.
Not written by him, but if you didn't know it was a cover, you could easily think it was written by him.
I think I remember watching some sort of, like, one of them random YouTube video clips you find sometimes, and it's like, I think it was Bono, of all people, saying, like, Trent Reznor wrote the song, but it was made for Johnny Cash.
Yeah,
and
I know what you mean.
I even think Trent Reznor agrees with people that say that.
Yeah, he probably says, like, I wrote the song, my lyrics, but they're so applicable to Johnny Cash. I'm a big fan of Johnny Cash, you know that. Don't know where that really came from.
No, I don't know either.
I don't really know where my love for Johnny Cash came from, but now I'm like, Johnny Cash. I love Johnny Cash.
Good choice again.
Number 3, Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Oh,
Freebird.
I knew that one.
This is just a song. You have to be in a zone to listen to it. You can't just put it on, I find with this one. It's like a good album. You can't just stick it on. You have to be like, right, let's sit down. Let's appreciate this. Great intro. And you've got the like 6-minute guitar solo. This is one of the best guitar solos, if not the best guitar solo of all time. It's an incredible song.
I find it's very much kind of on the same kind of vibe as Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah, it's the long build up, isn't it? Like they're both about 8-9 minutes long or something, aren't they? You know, it starts off slow, gradually gets faster and faster and faster until there's just guitar solo.
Yeah.
Number 2 is a similar song that also starts off slow, gets faster and faster and faster, then guitar solo. It's Judas Priest's song, and it's a victim of changes, which is, you know, Judas Priest is one of those bands. They're a great band. You have to be in a bit of a mood for them because they are cheesy. The 80s stuff is cheesy. This is before the 80s. This is the 70s when they were still bluesy and still sort of hard rock. If you don't like your living after midnight, all that sort of cheesy stuff, you don't like that. This is before that. Yeah. This is when they were sort of, I'm not going to say credible because they're still credible in the 80s, but this is when they were like more of a, I don't know what the word is, but do you know what I mean? Like it's more of like this like in intricate lyrics and these guitar waves and stuff, and it's a very good, it's a brilliant song. I believe Rob Halford even says it's his favourite Judas Priest song, which says something. And number 1, Ghost, my favourite band, so of course it's going to be a Ghost song at number 1, and it's Cerise, which is that one. That's the song. When you were saying earlier, this changed my life. This one literally did. As I was saying about Ghost, if it wasn't for this song, I'd have never listened to Ghost. It was this song. I was following people on Instagram at the time who all used to post photos of Ghost all the time. Who are this band? Listen to this song, Cerise, and now I am the Ghost King. I went over this we were talking about Ghost just now, but you know, there's not much more to say this than I've already said in the previous section. But it's just like this song changed my directory of my life. You know, they can release your Square Hammers or your Dance Macabre or your Kiss the Go Go, but this will always be the one that got me into Ghost. It's still an incredible song. Every time they do it live, everybody goes crazy. It's a brilliant song. But that brings us to the end.
Yeah.
We've got nothing else to talk about now. I mean, we've got plenty to talk about, but they're all in different videos.
Yeah.
I keep saying videos. It's like I'm planning a YouTube, isn't it?
Well, we're not, so don't. No, but
it's
like...
a podcast, Aidan.
Yeah.
It's a podcast. We've got plenty of other podcasts planned. Well, not other podcasts. This podcast, but other episodes of the podcast. Ugh.
We've got episode ideas. We've got...
I'm not sure what we should do for next one. We talk about James Bond a lot in this. I'm thinking that might be our natural progression. You know, just whatever we're in the mood for next time. We sit down in our chill out room, in our studio, whatever you want to call it, box room.
More of a studio now, it has to be.
It has to be a studio. Shall we rename the room the studio?
Studio.
So be like, I'll go put that in the studio.
Also though, when we release this, just leave feedback and obviously share it.
Tell your friends, tell your parents, tell your dog.
Don't tell your dog. That won't do anything.
No. Unless your dog has an active social media account that can give us views. Listens, Aidan.
Listens, views.
I watch too many YouTubers who are always just like, hit like and subscribe.
Yeah. Comment below.
Your
birthday.
This has been Beyond Their Years. I've been Aidan Gula.
I've been Stanley Gula. Till next time.
Thank you for listening. My mind went completely blank then.